A unique addition to New York City's 9/11 Memorial opened today. The 9/11 Memorial Glade honors first responders, neighbors, and survivors who were sickened in the aftermath of the terror attacks. Our own Nate Rogers was there at the ceremony. Nate?
Bill, 17 years later, many New Yorkers are still suffering from chronic illnesses developed after September 11th cleanup. Some have passed away. Today, their sacrifice is being honored. Hundreds gathered Thursday morning in Lower Manhattan for the grand opening of the 9/11 Memorial Glade. Among them, Rob Serra, a now retired FDNY firefighter. Today, Serra is disabled, enduring many health challenges, he says, are a result of him responding to Ground Zero on 9/11.
17 years later, and we're still battling for our benefits in Washington. You know, things like today are a step in the right direction.
Also celebrating the occasion, former Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Now, the Glade features 6 stone monoliths that sit directly above the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which extend 70 feet underground, which is just south of the reflecting pool. Many families comforted one another, sharing stories and reflecting on loved ones who have died from suspected 9/11 related illnesses. To date, a reported 10,000 first responders were diagnosed with cancer, and more than 2,000 deaths are attributed to sicknesses developed from 9/11.
Nobody knew that years down the line, you all would have these types of injuries.
No, I mean, I remember that night, I had a bloody nose for like 3 or 4 hours that day, and I just remember I was sitting on the wheel of a bulldozer trying to get my nose to stop, and I couldn't put a mask on because it was bleeding so much. I remember having the feeling, you know, this isn't going to be good. I mean,
and finally, Bill, the memorial opening today is significant. Because it marks the 17th year anniversary of the official end to recovery efforts here at Ground Zero. Bill?
Nate, I understand there are several actions happening and proposals to extend and replenish the Victims Relief Fund, one from a member of Congress on Long Island.
Quite frankly, they're trying to help victims of 9/11, family members whose loved ones have gone on as a result from injuries that were related to 9/11. And so Congresswoman Maroney has a bill that's going through the House right now, and she says she has bipartisan support. And so they say it's swiftly moving. They're going to have a hearing in the next week or two.
Nate, stick around for a minute. I'm going to bring back our A-plus panel. We are joined by immigration attorney Afia Yunus and Republican strategist Jeanette Hoffman. Afia, I'm going to start with you on this. Is there a valid discussion about money? You're talking about some more than $7 billion has already been spent since 9/11 on, I believe, 24,000 victims, and now they're projecting another 90,000 potential victims. And the Maloney proposal would make this funding permanent, at least up to, I think, almost the end of the century.
Yeah, and I think no one disputes that these people deserve the money to take care of their health care needs. They sacrifice for their country, and they deserve whatever health care they need. There's definitely a question as to management of the money and making sure that it's properly spent and that the money is not just ending up in the insurance company's hands.
And this is just really tragic. 9/11 has not ended for these people. I mean, there are people that are still sick, there are people that are still dying and will continue to die because of the disastrous health consequences of 9/11. And there's legislation actually in New Jersey and New York to help change the pension systems for the volunteer firefighters and police officers that were there voluntarily at 9/11 to fix the system.
Nate, let me ask you on that, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. Where is the money going? You're talking about $5 billion spent in just the last 8 years. Where'd the money all go?
There are a lot of different expenses that are associated with this. Folks who have died, their expenses before they died, medical costs. They tell me. The other thing that they said that was interesting on the phone was there are a long list of illnesses. Congresswoman Maroney's office said a lot of folks are just now starting to connect those symptoms to 9/11, and so that's why you have a lot of the new claims 2 decades later.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you, Nate.